Well, good morning. Today is going to be a great day if you make it that way. And the random phrase generated is to fight fire with fire. Right here. To fight fire with fire. To retaliate to an attack in such a way that is similar to the attack being done against you. Something like that. Someone did something to you, you do the same thing back to them. Or something similar to that. To fight fire with fire. Oh. And what I would say is that if there was one thing that I would talk about, I would say that with discernment, this is one of the most effective tactics I have found in silencing trolls in such a way that emboldens the weak and accrues trust in you. So, I have launched a lot of products. And in doing so, when I launch these products, obviously I have to eventually begin marketing and advertising them, which gives a way for people to, in the comments section, write stuff, you know. And usually things fall into 4 different categories. Comments go to the normal ones, right? The negative ones. The second is they like the product, positive. You could say negative comments, positive comments. The third one are questions, usually about features or functionalities of the product. And then the fourth one are what I would call like high concern. You need to address those questions immediately, or because they're oftentimes coming from customers. So you'll have a customer who said, you know, I bought this and it never arrived. That's a client. First of all, you should never delete any of the comments on any of your ads, because what they're doing is they're actually providing you the opportunity to better market your brand as a company in the response to those messages. So first and foremost, never delete those comments. But the ones that are customers coming back and saying, you know, I never got my order, that's a great time for you to respond to those customers and saying, hey, look, like, I'm so sorry about that. Please reach out to us. Well, and then I usually have some kind of script. In the event that a customer reaches out, I respond with, I'm so sorry, here's the email. We'll either ship you out a new one, figure out where your order is and make sure that it gets to you, or we'll refund you your order. Looking forward to hearing from you. However, there is, within the negative comment section, some people that are just stupid. they're just idiots. And they say stuff that is like, just kind of, just like, what? You expended energy, your own energy, your finite time and resources to write this comment? What? Okay, all right. And what I have found is that in those situations, I love fighting fire with fire. I retaliate, and I get, if they're petty, I get petty. If they're angry, I get angry. If they say something ridiculous, I say something ridiculous. And it's really you do it with the intent not to fight them, but just to, I almost do it to the point where it's so over the top in that realm, you could say in the state of the emotion in which they had responded. So they'd say something like, oh, this is the dumbest product I've ever seen, right? Just like full of hyperbole. Really, it's the dumbest product you've ever seen. Okay. And so usually my response to that is something like, well, I'm sorry to hear that. This is the dumbest comment I've ever seen. Just like, really? He got that petty? Just that kind of dumb? But there are occasions where fighting fire with fire, I feel, is as a business owner, as a creator, it is actually my moral responsibility to fight fire with fire. So, because some of these trolls will say something in the comment section to another creator or to an inventor or to an artist of one way, shape, or form, and that comment is so debilitating, so hurtful, so like it just hit a nerve with that artist that it completely debilitates them. Case in point, my brother's a painter. He's a surrealist artist. You could say that kid is a tinkerer. He is the epitome of a tinkerer, right? One of the most skilled individuals I've ever met. And he was getting to a point where he kind of created a little social media account, and he was posting his surrealist art. And of course, my brother, like everyone else, is, you know, susceptible to messages and responses and stuff. But my brother is very, very, very sensitive to critique. This is, you know, for a lot of artists, their art is an expression of who they are. If you critique the art, you critique the person. And so if you think that their art is dumb, they immediately internalize and interpret that as they are dumb. And my brother is one who is very sensitive to that kind of information. And so there was like one random comment and that was posted on one of his deals, and it was some guy like, "Your art sucks." And that one comment kept my brother from posting or doing any kind of art for 2 years. For 2 years, that one comment kept my brother from expressing himself because of some dirtbag who spent 2 seconds giving his 2 cents on something, and it totally veered my brother off the tracks. I don't want to post anymore. I don't even want to do this art anymore. I don't want to talk to anyone. I don't want to tell anyone about this. And I didn't even find out about this until the 2 years later had passed. And I was like, "Jeremy, why aren't you posting anymore? You know, why are you not doing this art form anymore? You're doing woodworking at this point. Why aren't you doing surrealist painting anymore?" And it was through Sam, his wife, that I ended up finding out that there was this troll who said something like that. Now, I have taken that and really thought about that really, really hard, because I feel that there are so many savants in this world that are kept at bay and never reach their full potential because of some idiot online that says something dumb like that. And in those situations, fighting fire with fire, retaliating at that same once, is where like I get just energized, because I see in those trolls that one troll that put my brother down. And my feeling is I go on these like manic side quests. When I see a troll say something to mine on one of my comments or one of my ads, right? And it's something to the effect of like, this guy probably does this all the time. He's probably going through stuff and just poo-pooing on this comment, poo-pooing on this ad, poo-pooing on this product, poo-pooing on this idea, this post. And he's just going around doing all of this, right? It's just like you can just tell by the comment. And I will take it upon myself to go like, I am not going to retaliate fire with fire. I am going to retaliate fire. I'm going to retaliate exploding volcanic lava with this fire. And I will spend a half hour writing the longest, scathing, like character defaming, I will put you down, make you rethink everything about your life kind of comment. I will go onto your Instagram account. I will find you. I will find stuff that will character defame you. Like, I will go to these lengths. And honestly, I get into this manic rage where I'm like, I'm gonna just, oh my gosh, I'm gonna put this person down, and I'm gonna do it in the most professional, legitimate, but then also like dashes of like character defaming issues, and like just have it be evidence-based. So this isn't even like subjective anymore. I'm just gonna write it so eloquently that my response comes off as like an objective conclusion to this human being. And it's gonna be so long and so detailed and so thorough in my response that the person won't even know how to respond to it. They'll just be like, okay. And what that'll do is it'll do two things. What my hope is it'll do two things. Well, three things actually. The first is it'll shut that person up and hopefully make them rethink how they're responding to other people's form of art. If you don't have anything good to say, don't say it at all. Now, if you're a customer and you've purchased something and you haven't received that product, or if you purchased that product and that product is defective, you have every right, in my opinion, to get on the comments section and to express your views. You paid for it, so you might as well be able to voice it. But when you're a scumbag on social media giving some kind of comment like that, I want you to recognize, like, one, this is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. Because if you're doing this to people like me, that means you might be doing it to people like my brother. And you're choking off their authentic expression of who they are. That's not hurting anyone. And if anything, it's inspiring and enhancing other people. It's invigorating other people to do their form of expression, their form of art. And so you're not cutting off a branch of someone's authenticity. You're taking and uprooting their entire system, which might benefit and bless so many other people from the fruits of their labor in planting that tree and being themselves and authentically expressing themselves through their form of art. So I want you to shut your mouth, and I want to make sure that you rethink every single time you comment on another ad or on another post, because there might be someone like a Jeremy, my brother, who is out there who is just being him and only benefiting people around him. And you came in and you snuffed out that creativity, that inherent beauty, because of some ignorant slight. So the first thing is, I want you to just be like, okay, I have nothing to say to this. You're wrong. Like, that's the best that they can come up with. Second, I want them to rethink every single time they're about to post something. I want to create so much space in between they see something and then like, oh, this is how I want to respond. I want to create so much space in between that, but they're going like, ooh, if I respond, there might be a Carrie on that side of that brand or that post who might just rail me. The third thing is, everyone knows where I stand with that kind of crap. Every single person who gets on my ad and reads through the comments will find this long, scathing, I spent 30 minutes just in response to this one stupid comment. And they'll go, ooh, well, I know how he's probably going to respond to me if I was going to give some dumb comment like that. The fourth is, I oftentimes can copy and paste that entire response, tweak it just a little, but then paste it and submit it for a bunch of other dumb comments that are similar, worded very differently, worded just a little different, but are basically, in its essence, the exact same thing. And the fourth thing is that it makes it so, in my hope, other creators, other business owners, even potential customers can read that comment and go, wow, thank you for taking a stance in this and being unapologetically yourself. Because in a way, it's now given me permission to be unapologetically myself. And one of my modus operandi is I feel that everyone should be able to do what they want, when they want, however they want, for whatever reason they want, for however long they want, so long as it's not violating the rights or the relationships of others. And I think one of the most important relationships that we have is the relationship that we have with ourselves. And so if you're going to do something like leave a comment on an ad or on some kind of post, and it is negative to the point where it's really just, it's going to hurt the individual. It's not constructive feedback. It's not in helping them. It is not helping and empowering that person to do more of what they love doing. It's just, I'm in a psychologically, mentally bad place. And, shoot, I want to make sure I bring everyone else down with me. So I'm going to respond, and I'm going to put my little 2 cents. I'm going to take a crap on the world right here. And I'm just going to make sure that, because it makes me feel a little bit better. That is violating a relationship. Not a right, but a relationship that I find is one of the most important, which is the relationship you have with yourself. And I would hope that in my goal would be shut this person up. Make sure everyone else that's similar to this guy understands that, like, oh shiz, this guy fights exploding lava with my fire. Okay. I'm going to think twice before posting on this guy's stuff. And third, it emboldens and empowers and invigorates those that read it to go like, oh, I know exactly where this guy stands. And he has kind of like invited me to be unapologetically myself in feeling proud of what I'm doing, of who I am, and what I'm trying to do in this world. So going back to it, fighting fire with fire. My feeling is that oftentimes through the gift of discernment, fighting fire with fire is not only appropriate, it is a moral responsibility for one to do exactly that, and not to fight fire with fire. Fight with something that is way, way more intense, over the top, to shut that person up. Because on principle, what I have seen in my own life through my own experiences, I have seen greatness, true greatness, beauty, expressed through a medium of art. My brother posting about what he loves doing and what he wants to do more of, get completely choked off, cut off, because of one small comment. And I wish I could go back in time, and the moment that guy wrote that, I could have been notified and told, this person just wrote this about Jeremy, so that I could spend an entire hour responding in the comment section to that one comment and making that person truly rethink his decisions when making those kinds of posts or comments, so that it emboldens my brother. It would have emboldened my brother to continue posting and sharing and expressing himself through his medium of art. It would have shut that dude up. It would have helped other people understand where I stand with my brother and with this kind of internet crap. And then at the same time, emboldened and empowered others to go, wow, Carrie is inviting me and encouraging me to continue expressing myself and being my unapologetic, authentic self. He's encouraging me to do more of what I love doing. Whatever I want, however I want to do it, with whomever I want, for however long I want, for whatever reason I want, so long as it isn't violating my rights, violating rights or relationships of others. And that's where I'm going to leave it. Today is a great day if you choose to make it that way. Fighting fire with fire.